What up, YouTube? What up, world? It's your boy, the author. Right back at that ass again. Here's another one. Just want to make this quick video, man. This is pretty much about the weave issue, man. I remember one time in regards to everyone who aren't really accustomed to watching my videos, pretty much I do commentary on various issues, primarily with gender and you know, politics. I'm kind of all over it, but I do a large portion of what I talk about, a large part of what I talk about is primarily, a big part is about gender. And I want to touch on this, man. The issue of the weaves. I said I was going to touch on this last video with black women. It was a big part of my commentary is about black women. For those of you who are new to the channel, and happy holidays. I mean, we're coming up on the holidays. Y'all be safe out there. But yeah, the black women, man, with the weaves. That situation, man. My last video was about black women killing their children in very high rates, especially this year, and that's going virtually ignored by the American public. But the weaves, man, I remember a particular story where this female back in the day, man, told me that in order to for her to get a job, or in order for the majority of black females to get jobs out here, then they have to get weaves. So they get weaves primarily for employment. And then I knew that was some bullshit, but she said, "Oh yeah." So I'm like, yeah, because I think we were just having a talk in general, and I was like, "What about the fake hair?" "Oh yeah, you know, this, that, and the third, but you got to look a certain way to get a job out here." And then, you know, and I was thinking about that back in the day, and then now I'm thinking to myself, well, shit. You know, so if it's really like that, black woman, where you feel like you can't get a job from white society unless you have a weave, then why don't you fight for that? You know, why don't you fight for something tangible instead of Black Lives Matter, which is a group primarily made up of you know, gay and lesbian black women, and you know, they're okay with a matriarchal society. And I want to touch on the gay and lesbian thing in a later video. But fight for something tangible. If you think black women aren't receiving equality in the workspace because of their hair, then fight for that. You know, you just go along with that. But then I was thinking to myself too, here's the thing. Here's where there's one major flaw in the argument. Now you talk about you know, you guys, the black woman, she had a weave, and she felt like, she would say how black women feel like they need to wear weaves to get a job or to get employment. But then why do you? I mean, now it's getting to the point where you're wearing it 24/7. You don't even want to take it out. You'll keep it in for months until your head starts to stink. You can't even scratch your head. You have to go like this. I mean, I find that so crazy, man, when you can't even scratch your own head. Like, you gotta see I see so many black women. If you go to Detroit, Chicago, New York City, Kalamazoo, you go to Michigan, Houston, Texas, Nashville, Arizona, New Mexico, Atlanta, Miami, Rochester, Charlotte, or wherever it's a city, you know, Syracuse, New York, wherever there's a city where you have to at least 25% black people, you'll see some black women going like this. That's and that, you know, when she does this, that means her head itches, but she can't scratch it because she has the weave in there. I mean, it's ridiculous. Some other races may not know, but when she's going like this, slapping herself like she's trying to slap sense into herself, she's scratching her head. I mean, because they can't, I guess they were told they can't scratch their head with the weave. And I mean, it's ridiculous, man. Can't swim, can't scratch your head. And so the black woman told me this about 10 years ago, I think, roughly. I think I was working. No, I was in. Yeah, about 11 years ago, a black woman I think first told me this. 11 or 12 years ago. And now, but here's the thing though. Why do you steal and rob for weave? I seen a few stories, man. This one story where this black female, she murdered this couple, man. This black couple, I think in Houston. I want to say it was Houston, Texas. It was a black couple, where they owned a weave shop. Now that's one thing I think almost. I mean, if 99% of black women wear weaves, then why don't at least 25% of the black women in the community own weave shops? I mean, if you're going to spend billions and billions of your money into buying weaves, then at least let the money circulate through your community. I repeat, if you're going to spend billions of dollars, because I mean, the economics in the black community, 75% of that economic pool, all those resources, 75% of that pool is controlled by black women. So black women so the majority of black women wear weaves. So they spend billions and billions of dollars into the weave industry. The weave industry is our international industry. So they buy, Caucasian hair, Spanish woman's hair, Arab woman's hair, Asian, wherever, all the other races of women. This being our black queen is buying other races' hair. That's supposed to be her subjects, but buying their hair to put on her head. So you control 75% of the black economy's wealth, and you spend billions and billions of dollars you pump that into the weave industry. And, at the same point in time, that money is going to the Arabs and all these other countries. That money is not going into the black community. I mean, and here's the thing, man. If the black females are raising these kids who shoot over Nikes. So, because I think about 70% of black homes don't have a father or a male role model, and they're typically ran by black females. So black females control about 75% of the economics in the black community. They also make up about 70% of all households. They're the head of 70% of all households in the black community. So you can see why these kids, like these mama's boys, they'll die over Nikes. They'll die over, someone stepping on their sneaker. Even when I was young, it was food. So if you stepped on somebody's shoe, you're going to lose your life. So if these young boys are that materialistic, I can see they're getting it from their mothers who will spend, $200 on a good piece of hair, So they're getting this bad behavior from their mothers. But my point is, you're going to spend that much. So I'm not to get off topic, but the female in Houston, I mean, this couple, they owned a weave shop actually in Houston, and this black female murdered both of the store owners, the husband and wife, and the husband and wife were expecting. So she was charged for killing 3 people, man. She killed both the man. I think she shot them. She did a plot and robbed them or something. But I think she was the one. The black female shot the black man and his wife and killed the child. And I think she only got like 15 years or something like that. I mean, that's crazy, man. So, it seemed like to me the powers that be want her doing this, want black women acting this way, want her to continue to destroy. But yeah, man, killed that couple over weave, robbing them over weave. It was this story too in Houston where it was a black weave shop. Guy owned the shop. No one was at the register, and but the camera was on inside of the actual complex. The camera was on, and it showed these black females, man, not young chicks either, like 30s, 40s, maybe even 45, 50, grabbing weave and running with it, snatching it out of that man's store, and he got it on tape. So They were looking for the women, so they were probably arrested. But yeah, no one was in the store at the front, but he has them on tape, you know, snatching a shitload, just snatching it and then just hauling ass out the door, man. You know, it was just another story I saw too. This black female, man, she was 13 years old with her 14-year-old juvenile delinquent friend. I mean, went inside this shop. I think the Koreans were they were older people. They were sitting in for their children, their kids. When I know the kids must have been distraught. Man, the kids are grown ups, but their parents sat in for their adult children, and 13-year-old came there trying to steal. They were caught, but the couple didn't want to press charges because they said it was petty. And a 13 and 14-year-old came back, man, and killed that couple. And I believe robbed them, killed that old elderly couple, and robbed them over weave. You know, and 13, like I'm saying, it makes sense because some of these black females are you know, 10 and 11 years old with weave in their head. They don't even know what their real hair looks like because their mothers lead them to believe that, you know, they have ugly hair earlier on. So if you didn't have weave ever since you was, you know, 3 or 4, then of course you believe you need it, and it don't even have anything to do with the work atmosphere or if you're going to get employed, because you got black females who ain't never really hardly worked a job, and they got the most weave. So you can use the argument, because all black women aren't employed, so you can use the argument, even though they make it seem like all of them are doing well. Now, on average, I mean, they will hire them before they hire a black man. But it's a lot of females, black females on Section 8 that ain't doing shit. They still got the nice Escalade car. How? You know what I'm saying? And got a hair full of weave. And it ain't really worked anywhere. Some of them ain't never had a job in their whole life. They 30, 40 years old. That's some of the problem with some of these black females too. They get pampered. I think our last, my mother's generation was pampered. All they can think about is their feelings and feeling sorry for themselves. Because that other generation, my grandfather's generation, I think probably did too good of a job pampering them. And that's what because a lot of these black females, they don't have it hard. They put it this way, they got better treatment than they had deserved. Because usually they'll treat them better. If it's a black girl and a black boy, they'll treat the black female a little better. Just like with the black female that was on Facebook, man, the family bought her a car, and she was 16. At 16, I rode my bike to work. She was 16. They bought her a car, brought her to the shop, and dad was like, well, the most important thing is it's paid for. You know, he was trying to sell it to her. She had to pay a nickel. That little bitch went over to that car, man, looked at it, closed the door, and got back into her parents' car. Like as to say, fuck that shit. That car is not good enough for me. 16 years old, man. And they paid that car off for her. Parents just gave it to her. And she shitted on it. Like I don't know why a lot of black females think like they all are supposed to live like rich white girls. You're not a rich white girl. I mean, most and all white girls aren't rich, but you're not a rich white girl. You ain't gonna live like that. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, they're 16 years old, man. I'm like, damn, shit. The one time I rode in the backseat of my man's car. We were in high school. I was like 17. I was sitting in the back. My man had the car. We was in there, you know, joking, laughing. Man, that was like my first time being in the car with my friends and with no adults. Man, I felt like I was on the top of the world. And I was in the back seat. Because we was happy that, you know, one of the dudes who was with us, it was like, damn, he made it. He got him a ride. You know what I'm saying? Like, he arrived. You know what I'm saying? That felt good. I was in the back seat, like, hey, going, we had a good time, man. They gave this little bitch a car all to herself, 16 years old, man. And that car was a decent looking car. I mean, she probably was mad because it wasn't an Escalade. It wasn't a Lexus. It was a regular car. And it's like, bitch, you let's see how let's see how long it'll take you to get your own vehicle. Shit, I'm 39. I would have kissed both of them. Thanks, mom. Thanks, dad. That's the thing though. They spoil these females. She think because she didn't get a Lexus, it wasn't good enough for her. And not to go off, I mean the topic is weed, but I mean when you spoil these females, man, and one thing leads to another. So you think you should be like a white girl, you try to get hair long like other races, and the white female ain't the only female over the black female. All the other races are. So it's like and I guess now they get that. That's why they buy Arab hair and other groups of hair, even though they only talk about the white girl like she's the black woman's only competition. Like she's not the only one with her foot on your head. Actually, she's on that hierarchy. Every other race has their foot on your head too. They're a rung above you too. She just happens to be on top of that stack. But I mean, it's a shame, man. But yeah, you got females out here killing over weed, man. Like taking people's lives, black females. Then someone will say white folks do it too, but I don't hear too many white females killing other people over weave that is the same texture as an afro. I repeat, I don't see because first thing that black females like to say if you accuse them of having a weave is they'll say white girls wear them too. But I don't see white females killing each other over weave. That's the same texture as an afro. So in other words, white females aren't trying to get weave, afro weave. I've never seen a white female with afro. I've never seen any other races of women trying to take black women's natural hair, which is like cotton. It's just like male's hair. So their natural texture hair. That's hair of wool. That's her hair in her natural state. I don't care what she wants. Her hair is of wool, her natural state. For the majority of 99% of blacks across the diaspora, wool. Not to say all blacks have it, but especially blacks in America, I can say. 99% of blacks in America, quote unquote blacks, quote unquote aborigines, quote unquote Hebrew Israelites, whatever you want to call yourself, aboriginals. Their hair is gonna be like wool. So I don't see the white female or the Mexican female or the Puerto Rican or the Latina female, trying to get hair of wool and tape it to their own hair. I haven't seen that yet. And the one or two chicks who do choose to wear an afro wig, that's during Halloween, and that's probably your racist, suggestion. She's only gonna do it during the Halloween. So what's that telling you? So, black females are in trouble, man, with this weave thing, the hair thing, and just, but killing each other over weave or killing someone else over weave. I mean, that kind of, even if you said it was for getting a job, which I know it's at this point, obviously it's not. Why wouldn't you fight against that? If you really care about your hair, your texture, your heritage, if you're really, really proud to be black, I would protest and do whatever I had to do before I would kill someone over, another hair texture that you have to purchase and then, stick to your own scalp. But yeah, it's like that LeatherFace shit, man. I mean, that shit is just like LeatherFace. You can say what you want, but LeatherFace did the same thing, man. He cut out people's faces. And a lot of times their hair was connected to the face. And he just pulled the whole face over. And then you'll see the hair over here. The hair on top of the face that he put on top of his face. LeatherFace, man. These females is on that LeatherFace shit. Black females on that LeatherFace shit. You know, you put another razor. That's the next step, man. You know, you can't be white. You'll just take her face off with the hair and just put that shit on. Yeah, you'll be just like Leatherface. You start with the hair because most things they either get better or they get worse. You know, they don't stay constant. So if you fucked up, if you keep living, it's gonna be worse usually. If you good and you keep living, things are gonna get better. So yeah, that's Leatherface, man. So if you bad now with the weave, if you don't change mentally, it's easier for you to just take the whole face and put it on. You know, that's the next step when you wearing the hair. The next step is to wear the face. That's why I said black females on that Leatherface shit. That with these weaves, man. But just be sure to like, subscribe. Let me know what you think, man. Have you heard any other stories about black females killing and shooting over weave? If so, leave the link in the comment section and let me know what's up so I can go ahead and analyze it and look at it, and I'll tell you my thoughts, man. But again, this is your boy, the author. Y'all stay safe. Holidays are coming up, all right? All right, y'all take care of yourself. If you're offended, I'm glad.